Really? I'm confused as hell.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. The meeting has been called to order at 6:01 p.m. The Board of Directors meeting for Playa del Sol Association, Thursday, November 20th, 2025, in the Ocean Lounge, as well as Zoom. A couple of housekeeping points. As we all know, for Florida statutes, we now have the meeting is recorded. Notes will be provided. I did want to make a note for board meetings. The common practice, we do want to adhere and be more stricter about the 3-minute rule in the clock to allow everybody's voice to be heard. We want to make sure that on any of these old business or new business topics, upon the motion, as a reminder, the process is the board opens for discussion, opening then up to the association, giving everybody the opportunity to make a comment or a question with respect to a 3-minute rule and on the topic that we will be discussing, so we could certainly continue to look to be efficient. So I certainly appreciate everybody's adherence to all of that. Okay. Moving forward with the meeting, I will personally call the board members roll call. Heskey.
Present.
Bill.
Present.
Barbara. Oh, no, sorry. Denise. Alex.
Present.
Mark.
Yeah.
As well as is Roseanne Anya?
Yes, here.
Here. Thank you.
Here.
Yep, and I did want to note that on the First Services, and Roseanne is via Zoom. First Services Residential President is Scott Isabella in the Ocean Lounge, as well as Joe Schnell online. Scott, can you confirm that we had proof of notice for the board meeting 48 hours prior to today's meeting?
Yes, I do confirm that the meeting notice was posted at least 48 hours prior to today's meeting.
Okay, thank you. Before we proceed into the motion for the approval of minutes, what I want to do is jump into quickly, based on the need from a board perspective, quickly to the board vacancy. We did have a resignation for personal reasons earlier, about a week or so ago. That was vacated, and we needed to, as a board, to fill the position. We are moving forward with a motion to reappoint Barbara Savali as association secretary. Do I have a motion for that?
I make the motion. I second it.
Second? Okay, any comments from the board, or open it up here between us?
How fast can we get her back?
As fast as we finish here. Any questions or comments? Because it is a business item. Okay, so voting on the motion to appoint Barbara Savali as association secretary for the remainder of the calendar's year board of directors for 2025. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay.
Take your position. Only calendar year.
Okay, moving along, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as written for the agenda here for Thursday, November 20th?
I make a motion.
I'll second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Okay. Do I have a motion for the approval of the 10/28/2025 Board of Directors meeting minutes as written? Do I have a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, moving along, officer reports. I'll begin with that. President's report, November, Association Board Meeting. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to provide several updates on key initiatives across the property. First off, windows and a potential upcoming membership vote. Reason for this, as discussed previously, the association will be moving forward with a membership vote regarding updating window standards for the buildings. Some owners still have original windows, and during concrete restoration, it was also advised to consider upgrades at that time. The original windows are outdated and not hurricane resistant, and all units that still have original windows would be required to upgrade them to meet current code and safety standards. This was and continues to be insurance driven. Additionally, any tempered glass currently installed that does not meet updated code requirements would also need to be brought into compliance. The office is getting details on the exact nature and levels of tempered glass that meet or don't meet code and will be confirmed per units with such windows. Establishing a uniform code compliant window standard is essential for safety, long-term consistency, and meeting increased strict insurance expectations. The initiative is driven in part by insurance obligations, as insurers are now requiring associations to modernize certain structural components, windows included, to maintain insurability and manage future premium exposure. So this is quite important. Because of these changes impact our governing docs, owners will need to vote on the final window requirements. Indoor and outdoor lighting. Our indoor holiday decorations are being prepared and outdoor lighting completed. It continues to showcase the elegance of our building. I personally noted multiple times during the holidays that I have personal friends who live in Coral Ridge buildings across the street who always note how nice the PDS lights up the Galt, and they enjoy looking out onto the Galt. I'm sure we all feel the same driving down from Oakland Park Boulevard and make the left onto A1A. We should all be thankful and proud of our beautiful building. Upcoming owner surveys. In the coming weeks, including one to be posted in the upcoming days, we will be circulating several owner surveys to gather input on design considerations and future project planning. Once again, per my email a few days ago, this is an example of what could happen and note owner feedback. So we certainly look forward to your participation, as it is important and directly supports informed decision-making as we evaluate next steps. Window elevators, wing elevators, and we want to note that we are micro-focused on that. Those wing elevators remain under close focus on our end by both TKE as well as the board. Current updates do continue to indicate that delivery and materials remain on track for the end of December. Obviously, holidays and being there, but that is where they're looking at. So we are quite hopeful. While the process has required patience, the project is progressing and we'll make sure that it continuously looks to be overseen. On a much larger note with regards to projects, more updates to come soon regarding the roof and other projects like the life safety that are taking shape within the association. Major milestone has also been accomplished this morning, having roofing bids officially opened up, allowing Sharp to begin steps on bid comparison to present to the board and ownership, making sure that we are comparing apples to apples on these roof bids. And just a little, I'd say, color to it. I think we're all pleasantly surprised. So certainly looking forward to making sure that what they're bidding on is the expectation from our specifications. I'd like to touch on budget and financial outlook. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing before that. Employee Thanksgiving luncheon. This afternoon, our Playa del Sol employees held a Thanksgiving potluck lunch. Thank you for those board members who were able to join. It was wonderful to see the camaraderie among the team. These moments highlight the strong strength and sense of community that our team portrays. So thank you from the First Services side as well. That helps keep our building running smoothly every day. We appreciate their continued hard work and dedication. And I noted that on behalf of the association members, thanking them on all your behalf. Budget and financial outlook. I'd like to also reiterate an important point regarding our 2026 budget. Compared to many associations around us facing double-digit increases, our projected increase is only 1.4% while still fulfilling 100% of our reserves. This reflects disciplined financial management and positions us as well to prepare for upcoming projects. The recent budget meeting will be rescheduled to incorporate, as some owners have requested, breakdowns before the final review. A new date will be communicated shortly. The rescheduling requires legal insights, and now also it will require us to send out new packets to be sent. Nonetheless, that is what we're going to be doing. This comes with a slight cost, but certainly for some additional inquiries on budget numbers, it is being prepared by the Finance Committee for discussion. So I want to, on behalf of the board, still appreciate and thank the Finance Committee for continuing with their due diligence. Many times I'd also note outside of all the other buildings on the Gold Mile, I always compare us against our sister building, Playa del Mar, in many ways. Obviously, it is the same type of building. Once again, I want to remind folks that building on average has had an 80,000 in the recent 2 years, I want to say 2 to 3 years, an assessment of on average 80,000 with a 20 more thousand assessment that has come through again this year, as well as the budget being increased to 3.9% for the upcoming year. All in all, obviously questions around budgets on our end, but I feel strongly about the fiduciary duty and bringing forth a 1.4% increase for the association. Committee meetings, transparency and participation. As a reminder, all committee meetings are posted and open, and many owners continue to attend, stay informed, ask questions, and provide valuable insight. We encourage and continue to encourage everyone to attend, listen, and stay informed. Your participation strengthens our community. Challenge the process, but also be there for the overall process. Thanksgiving wishes. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving on behalf of the association board, the employees, everyone a warm and safe and enjoyable holiday. Thank you for your continued support, participation, and commitment to Playa del Sol. Mark Jarrah, PDS Board President.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving along, Heskey from a treasurer's report. Anything to add?
Yeah, hello all. Hope you're doing well. This is Heskey Brahimi, your treasurer. This is the Playa del Sol Treasurer's Report for November 20th. I'm reading the cash balances from September, as October reports have not yet been released. As of September 30th, we have 827,000 in operating cash, 3.39 million in the special assessment account, and 6.75 million in combined reserves, for a total of 10.96 million, down from 11.2 million in August. On November 15th, the approval of the 2026 budget with a 1.45% increase in dues was deferred by the board due to questions brought by several members regarding payroll expenses and the prudence of using outside management. I leave it to you to decide on whether or not the building is in a better position today than it was 2 or 3 years ago. The questions regarding payroll expenses were clearly covered by Mike Sisto's budget presentation, and second-guessing the expenses and second-guessing the roof bidding process is just nonsense, because we clearly follow ethically and financially sound practices, and to question that is sadly very deceiving. Speaking of the roofing project, having unsealed the bids today during an open town hall meeting, I'm greatly relieved that we have 2 bona fide proposals for the roofing that are substantially below our allocated $2 million budget, which means coupled with the savings from the concrete restoration and clawbacks from the elevator contract, because they're going to be paying us $500 a day for every day they've delayed this project, which is at least 1 year. And So in addition to the savings from the concrete restoration, we'll be able to replenish about $500,000 to $800,000 into our reserves from the special assessment account. So we're going to have $500,000 to $800,000 left over, which we're going to use to replenish our Sears and non-Sears reserve accounts. This will be tremendous help, especially for the non-Sears reserves, which will be nearly depleted after the cooling tower and HVAC riser project. So this is going to replenish it. We're going to have some money to do the hallways after they tear down the ceilings and all that for the fire alarm and sprinkler projects. By year end, our estimated Sears balance will be 5.6 million and non-Sears reserve balance will be 1.74 million. To date, we've spent over 150,000 from the non-Sears reserves for the trash compactors, various AC units, RFID system for the garage, exhaust fans, and engineering fees for the HVAC riser and cooling tower designs. The $30,000 cost for the 100 cases, which we received today, thank you, Bill, will also be paid from non-Sears reserves. So yeah, it's very counterintuitive, but the cooling tower and the HVAC risers are considered non-essential systems and are paid from the non-Sears account. Today, as a matter of fact, we had 1.073 million in treasury bills that matured, which I decided to renew again for a one-year term with a yield of 3.62%. In a climate we are on a downward trend, it is prudent to take advantage of the higher rates at least one last time. In such an environment, the value of the treasuries that we are holding are increasing. And should we find it necessary to liquidate some holdings, we will not lose any principal or interest. So, with the downward trend in interest rates, might as well lock in for the longest that we can stretch it out for. So this concludes the November 20th, 2025 Treasurer's Report. Thank you all.
Thanks, Steve.
Moving along to the manager's report, Scott.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I have a short report to give tonight since our last meeting was only about 3 weeks ago. Maintenance has been working in the arts and crafts room. They've repainted the floors in there. If they haven't done so already, they're going to be looking at that AC unit and looking to put a timer on that, so that's not, people don't leave that on constantly running 24 hours a day. We put spill containment pans. These were placed under all the chemical tubs throughout the property, mostly on the rooftop rooms on the north and south wings. What you see here are chemicals for the cooling towers. These pans prevent if a hole or a crack gets in one of these tubs, it prevents these chemicals from just spilling all over the rooms and gets contained in these pans. As you all know, the pool heater was out for 4 days last week. We did need to put a new motor in for the pool pump. The shaft was bent and it was it wasn't in working condition. So what we did, we took advantage of the downtime that pump was out because we couldn't run the heater during that time. So we had a yearly preventative maintenance performed on the pool heater by the company that installed the pool heater. And they also replaced gaskets on the gas line, which would hopefully help alleviate that gas smell we all sometimes smell in the garage, which mostly happens on windy days. And another thing we'll be doing to hopefully cure that gas smell 100% is we'll be putting a vent in one of the doors leading into the pool room, because we were told that the pool room needs better airflow than what we currently have in there. So that vent in the door will be installed next week. The lower garage, the storage rooms in the lower garage, these are fans that were in there. looking pretty dirty and nasty. So we did clean those up pretty well, as you can see before and after pictures. And then we also repainted around those fans. I had the lightning protection company come back in and do some additional work on our lightning protection system. You can see some of the new wiring that they put in there. And these red marks here on the main roof, this is where they put new perimeter cable and bonds that were replaced. Airplane lights up on the roof, we weren't working correctly. So one of the guys went up on the upper roof on the mechanical room, did a little work and got those back and working properly. And we also, I'm not sure if I showed this slide last month or not, but we installed screens on all the roof vents on all 3 roofs to keep any kind of debris from falling into those. Contractors that go up on the roof, you know, we never know what the heck they're going to be doing up there. We find empty cigarette packs laying around and leftover tools and scrap material. So we just, as a protection wise, we put screens on all these. Some administrative items. Last month at the October 28th meeting, I reported a maintenance delinquency of $161,394. Now, as of today, we cut that number almost down in half to about $83,055. Sales packets. Since the last meeting, we got 2 new sales packets for units 1506 and 2903. And we also got 2 new rental packets for 1110 and 1605. Architectural modification packages. We did get a couple new ones for that. 4th floor is going to have some work starting in December. We had 10th floor started some electrical work at the end of last month. We're going to have a water heater replaced on the 15th floor. And that's really, as far as somewhat major types of items, that's what we were looking at for ARC packages. And that'll conclude my report.
Scott, can you also, I don't know if everybody was available the last time, I forget which meeting it was that you noted about the 150 point checklist from the equipment perspective.
Oh yeah, so me and Rodney spent a lot of time last week walking the property, putting together a list of mechanical equipment in the building. What we did is we made a list of where the location is, what type of equipment it is. We took down anything we could find as part numbers, serial numbers, and if we knew a year or a date that it was installed. We logged all that down on an Excel spreadsheet, and I believe the total pieces of equipment we came up with was about 156 pieces. So that's going to cover probably 99% of the building. And what we're going to do with that spreadsheet is we're going to create a preventative maintenance finder on performing maintenance on these items, whether it's a piece of equipment that, excuse me, preventative maintenance is required to be done quarterly, semi-annually, annually, determining on what piece of equipment it is. That'll all be laid out in our binder. It'll have step-by-step instructions on what's required to do the preventative maintenance. And if it's something that we have the ability to do in-house, or if it's part of a contractual cost that we have with vendors coming into the building. So that's just something other than just fixing things all the time. This is something else that we're working on with maintenance.
I'd like to add one more thing, because I was having a conversation with Rodney during the potluck. Noticed that there's a male in the housekeeping team as well. And Rodney noted that he certainly assessed and he knows all the gals are great, but he felt also that it would have been good to change one of the staff on that team for a taller man who could also be able to take much larger garbage that, they would have to call our team to do, but they are staffed for housekeeping, and also giving him the ability to do more of the stronger carpet cleaning and so forth. So this is an example of, thinking outside of the box from an operational supervisory perspective, where it already starts adding value in the process. So I wanted to kind of note that as well.
Yeah, yes, thanks, Mark.
Okay, moving forward, looking to hear from the committees, document and rules, please.
Hi, Steve Ferguson, 602. We finished up the rules and regulations. We finished up at the last revisions at the meeting on November 12th. So currently there is nothing specific new to report, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank the committee, Phyllis, Pam, Holly, Marcia, and Denise for all their hard work over the last couple of years. I would also like to thank the owners who came to the meetings in person and on Zoom, and who came to the workshop to give us their input as we worked through updating these rules. We appreciated everybody's input.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for your time.
Insurance and finance is Mike or the team. Anybody, any update outside of the budget meeting?
Katina was there.
I'm going to open that up at the owner questions and comments. Okay, social committee.
Hey.
Yay. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Lynn.
Lynn Kramer from 611. What you can see on the screen is our holiday party. It's the only party that we have on Saturday. And as you know, all the other parties except for New Year's Eve, of course on New Year's Eve, are on the last Friday of the month. The last Friday of the month in November is always the day after Thanksgiving. So we decided 3 years ago to start making the party on Saturday when people might be more receptive. Wear your best party duds, because we've got lots of exciting things. We've got a DJ coming, and of course it is a potluck. So we expect lots of good food. One thing I'm going to remind everybody of is that you need to bring a holiday dish and blackjack and 50-50 raffle, and we'll have holiday punch. So that's pretty exciting. And that notice is going to go out probably in the next couple of days again. All right, what more exciting events? We are looking at yoga. Is that on the screen? Yeah, we are looking at a certified instructor who has background with Silver Sneakers, and she has been a personal trainer, is a personal trainer. The plans are shaping up to be an hour each week. We think it's going to be roughly $20. We haven't finalized all of that. Social committee won't get into the accepting payment business. We're already kind of there with the 50-50 raffle and the blackjack, but we'll ask you to bring cash and pay the lady Angel, and we'll have more when we get to that point. We're thinking about starting it probably at the beginning of the new year, once a week. We've got plans also, as I talked about last time, for a hamburger concession stand. We're going to be looking at that for the holiday break. We're looking at some kids parties, some bingo program, movie night, and family night. And I think we'll have some exciting things as we proceed into the new year. Financials, one of the things that that's not up, but the board has their picture of it. We have received all of the budget. The budget for 2025 was $5,000. That last amount of 1207 has moved off of the bottom of the balance sheet up to cash, and we're pretty much ready to go. And Heskey, you keep us.
We gave you a raise.
We gave you a raise. Okay, all by myself. Yeah, we're very appreciative of the raise. obviously, we're doing good things with, we have, great attendance. Pumpkin painting was another great opportunity. So we've got money, to move along. Now, New Year's Eve, Todd, are you on?
I don't think he's on.
He's on.
Oh, yes. You may
Is he on?
mute him.
Hi, I'm on. Can you hear me, everyone?
Loud and clear.
Todd, take it from
Okay.
here to New Year's Eve.
Hi, everyone. It's Todd Brown, 402. I'll be brief. Tickets are going fast. We have a new format. It's a cocktail party format. No assigned seating, but plenty of seats. A new caterer and a new live entertainment. So we're trying something very new this year. All for only $85. Open bar, plenty of food, live singer. It's a bargain. It's going to go fast. We can only have 100 people in the room. So please sign up. Bring your friends, bring your family. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
You're right. He's probably.
Okay.
Hurry up. The golf is.
Yeah.
Mark, you weren't ready to go anyway, were you?
You still have the floor of social.
I have, sheets up here. And if you want to pick up one, it's got the menu on it. You want to pull that up again? Is that on? Yeah, yeah, it's got the menu on it, and, it's also got the instructions for the Zelle, which is our preferred form of payment.
Yeah, well, I
It gives
knew
us a nice audit trail. And I mean, for $85, you press a button, come down to the first floor of the Ocean Lounge. It's kind of hard to beat that. And we've got a fabulous committee that's going to help set everything up. So anyway, see you then.
Thanks, Lynn.
Okay, moving along to old business. Scott, are there any major project updates at this point that you want to touch on still?
Yes, few days ago, I sent out a schedule for when the 4 main tower elevators will be temporarily shut down. This is in continuance of punch list items that need to be corrected. There's a Tuesday, TKE changed out a selector tape for the number 2 elevator in hopes that that was going to fix the door closing problem and the shutdowns we've been having. I'm not aware of the elevator number 2 shutting down since then, but we are still having issues with the doors closing. So that's been brought to TKE's attention today, and they're going to be doing some other things to get those doors working properly. During previous meetings, we've been talking about the association contacting the bonding company. You know, we have our notice out to seek liquidated damages. And we've also had a second letter sent out to the bonding company regarding their performance, their craftsmanship of work. And part of the bond is that we can request a meeting between the association, TKE, and the bonding company on their work performance. So that letter was sent out on Tuesday. So we're just waiting for a response back from the bonding company on that one. As noted by both Heskey and Mark during their reports, we had a workshop this morning for the opening of bids. The intent was to do both the cooling tower and riser bids along with the roof bids. We only received two HVAC bids out of the 5 companies that came here to bid it. So we're doing an extension of that on that one so we can get more than 2 bids for that project. We've received 3 bids out of the 5 contractors that walked during the pre-bid meeting with the contractors. Those bids came in at, these are rounded numbers, 1.23 million, 1.57, and 2.3 million. That 2.3 million does seem pretty far off, and more than likely they're not going to be in contention at all. Now, these are just preliminary numbers. The project management company do need to take these 3 bids, line them up side by side, and just make sure they're all apples to apples, make sure All three companies, are literally building on the same or bidding on the same project. You know, there's no add-ins that one, company put in and the other two didn't, or one company missed something, you know, so they'll be working on that, and then we'll be holding another town hall meeting to do, a bid analysis and just see really where these bids are at. But that's the initial pricing that has come in so far. And that's what I have for project updates.
which is below when we went forward with the assessments of all these major projects. At that point, the estimate by NV5 was that it would be around a $2 million dollar expenditure. So we're pleasantly surprised to see these type of numbers. And obviously, they were looking at the average price between multiple types of roofing. But at least what we're seeing, obviously comparing having the engineers and the project management team do an assessment of apples to apples, we're still feeling pretty good on the plus and minus of whether wherever it may still land. But obviously, a decision will be look to be made on which contractors and the overall final price. But it's looking pretty good for us in that front. So thank you, Scott. Just moving along, and I'm going to open it up here from an old business perspective. Don't believe there's a motion or any of that to be had here, but it is with regards to the balcony gate and step access for first floor units. Some unit owners have requested it as well as for access to the balcony. Step-by-step requirements have been made with consultation with legal, and I'll kind of note what those look like, and certainly open up to discussion here as well. Unit owners.
Mark, can I do it?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So the first step in this process is the unit owners that are requesting these balcony gates need to provide proper reasoning to the association's attorney for their review as to why they would need the steps from the balcony down to the balcony deck. One of the association's attorney has been in contact with the residents that have requested that, and it's being worked out between the residents and the attorney to get the proper documentation to them. So once proper documentation is received, it would be approved to do these steps and the gate that they want. The second step would be that the unit owners that want this done at their expense would need to hire Epic Forensics and Engineering to do all the investigating, development, and shop drawings for these steps and a gate. And this would need to be submitted to the association. Once that's done and approved, the owners may pick whatever contractor they would like to perform the work that is necessary to do this gate and stairs, so long as they meet the association's vendor requirements, the same requirements that we require for any vendor to come work in the building. Then unit owners will also be responsible for any association's legal costs for counsel for any insurance and indemnity agreements that would be needed for this. And then the last part would be if there's any work that needs to be done on these balconies, wherever their stairs may land, during any kind of association project, such as the new waterproofing on the pool deck, concrete restoration, anything that would require, removal, modification of those areas, it would lie on the responsibility of that unit owner to, if they want to have their stairs or gate replaced and put back to the correct condition it was, that expense would be on that unit owner itself and not a combined association expense.
Okay.
So are we just considering accommodations, like medically necessary accommodations, or it could be for anybody who wants to open up their balcony to the pool deck?
Right now, it would be for a medical need.
Is this, do we have any? I think we're good. If it's on this topic, yes.
So,
Name and unit owner.
I was about to do that before you interrupted me. Fred Fight, 1010. Scott, I presume that to meet this accommodation, which involves walking about 100 steps, taking an elevator 1 flight down, and then taking another elevator 1 flight up, the person would have to be pretty severely disabled.
So that,
I know you're not a doctor.
correct, so that would not be for me or the board to vet, but that's why they're going through the association attorney for them to vet that.
So presuming that any of these people can't do that simple task, that would imply that we are putting ourselves at risk, knowing that they cannot simply walk down the corridors without endangering themselves. And I think that those individuals would have to make accommodations to have an aide walk them, to provide the evidence that they're so disabled that they can't walk 100 feet, but not disabled enough that they're putting us at risk. When they fall, they're going to say, we told you we can't walk 100 feet. You didn't make any accommodations. You didn't force me to get a walker, get an aide. I just don't understand. That's a severe disability, and I am a doctor.
Thank you. Okay, oh, there's a hand as well. I think it's Trish or here, please, Joseph.
Hi,
Yeah, I'm sorry, can we get Trish first? Yes, Trish.
sorry, Church 1410. I just had a quick question. I don't know if Scott, is this a vote from the association, or is this something that doesn't need to be voted?
This does not require an association vote.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Josephine Mastro di Casa, 806. I just heard this for the first time. I haven't been paying attention to it, so I may be repeating some questions. If we're accommodating one individual, we're going to have to make a lot of accommodations for many individuals, but I'll leave that up to the board. But having said that, once this tenant leaves the building or sells the unit, is there a restoration clause if this is contemplated? Because I think it should be, because you're changing the aspect of the building.
Good point.
Good question.
Good point, thank you.
I guess we got to ask Donna about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Timer.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I haven't been. I will
Yeah.
right now.
If you can make sure that you're using the clock as we noted.
Sorry, you're gonna have to be the first one.
Always has to be funny. I'll speak really quickly. All right, so David El Harar, 2305. What I wanted to touch upon at the point, I mean, I'm on a top floor, so putting a gate on my balcony is out of the other question at this point. But yeah, but what I wanted to mention is, from what I understood, anybody who wants a gate on their balcony will have to take care of it himself.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So that means it's out of the hands of the association.
Yes.
That means that everybody gets to have their own contractor to do this.
Yes, the cost of it is on that unit owner.
So I'm talking about the actual performance of the work. So that means that me as an association member in the upper floors doesn't really care about the cost of it, because it's not going to impact me. I care about the way it's going to look. I'm going to have multiple contractors dealing with the front floor, basically the floor of the pool. So that could be a problem. So I think maybe a good idea would be to validate and verify the costs, and then have the building execute the work. So it's all done by the same contractor, and it's nice and uniform and looks nice, because it is our like, that's our face. That's the face of our building.
Yep,
Thank you.
and good points. One of the main points to that is They will need to work with our engineering firm, Epic Forensics, engineer of record for the association, that it is done to specifications for the association, but they will be able to pick their own vendor to do it.
Yeah, so as an engineer, I can tell you that an engineer will tell you it sounds perfect and the steps are awesome. And
But it's the association's engineer of record. It's our engineer.
I understand. So as an engineer, me, myself as an engineer, I'll tell you it's working and it's perfect and it's amazing. But at the end of the day, it's not gonna look uniform. Maybe the color is just a little off. Maybe the size of the step is just a little off. Maybe the gate is just a little off, but it's gonna look terrible. So I just want to put it out there, just saying maybe we should make sure one person executes all the entire work. And then after that, if we decide to move forward, I'm saying, yeah.
Thank
What
you.
it comes down to, I guess, is having Epic.
Point of order, what differentiates this subject in having homeowner participation and being able to, and me being, you had just, were talking about project updates and the rules.
No, we are talking right now about the balcony gates.
Earlier you said homeowners had to wait till the end, and now you're entertaining them. I just don't understand.
You asked about talking about the rules, and that would be later on. We have it as an agenda item, so we want to, and I noted at the beginning.
I also had wanted to speak about the project update, and I understood we all had to be paid in. And I spent like an hour and a half preparing a one-page thing that fits 3 minutes to speak.
Thank you. Yeah, do you have a question on the balcony doors or gates? Okay.
Just,
Okay.
just responding to the engineer.
No, I want to make
I'm sorry.
one time you could be able to go back for owner comments as well, but we wanted to accommodate all questions or comments once
I'm
for
talking
each
about the
agenda.
same balcony thing.
For one time. You'll be able to make a point again, but let's look to try to follow the rules.
Hold your thought. Don't lose.
Yeah, hold your thought. Thank you.
Save it for
Yep.
my next life.
No, during owner question and comments.
Yes.
Hi, Reba, apartment 1111. First of all, I'd like a slide down to the front door so I don't have to walk the catwalk and everything else.
What
But
about a
here,
fireman's pole?
whatever. But here's my thought. Every single person that lives on the first floor, whether it be on the north side, on the south side, they bought the building as it was. I personally don't think it should be allowed to just start changing the buildings, to put steps to come down from the, I mean, he's right. You can't walk to the edge of your hallway and down 2 steps. I find it ridiculous, but that's just an opinion. Thank you so much. You all are doing a fantastic.
Thank you, Reva.
Thank you. Okay, moving along, we already went through the vacancy nomination. The next one is the records request rule update. Do I have a motion to approve the record request rule updated as written by the association attorney firm Becker and Polikoff?
I'll second it.
Okay, opening it up. And I don't know, Scott, if you want to add color as well, because I think you reached out to Donna Berger recently and she provided these updates.
Yeah, just a quick comment, just so it's clear, this isn't in addition to the current policy that's in place. This is replacing the current policy. So this will be the updated policy, and what we were going by before will be no more. And it's just an update more to add additional language and any changes that took place in Florida statutes from when our previous one was drafted, which I believe it was 2020. I'm unsure if it was Becker and Polikoff or KBR that drafted it, but we now have it's on the table for an updated policy.
Okay. I have no comment or questions considering this was vetted per Florida statutes and updated by legal.
I have no comment.
Just as a background.
Regarding the pet rule, we reached out to our insurance broker.
Wait.
Oh, this is.
Yeah.
This is documented.
Yeah, this is just document. Any other comments from the board? Okay, opening it up, on the,
Here he comes.
rules and regulations.
Good evening, Brooke Barrett, 2814. I personally feel the document inspection rules should be made easier, not harder. Florida statute provides this. We don't need our own rule to supplement it. I ask that the rule changes be tabled until owners can fully consider the issue. I haven't seen what the new rule even looks like. It hasn't been posted. I will give you 6 examples, 4 from this board and 2 from prior boards, time permitting, as to why the document inspection rule is important. Last Friday, 5 months of documents were posted on the website covering over $50,000 of construction management expenses. The contract was just time and materials, so we had no idea how much you intended to spend. Since construction management information is flowing each month, one needs to do a monthly document inspection request to stay informed on the singular issue of construction management. Second example, I passed out a document that illustrates this. The posted contract for the construction management firm on our website did not include a scope for corridor beautification. Therefore, I didn't think you all were working on corridor beautification. However, I noticed on a LinkedIn posting that the CM firm had posted about our beautification decision. I don't think I should have to look to LinkedIn to find out what's going on with the board. And again, I've distributed this to the group. Again, the document inspection request, I was able to find out more about what was going on for hallway beautification. And I've been working the hallway beautification for 8 years, trying to get my hallway restored to how it was when I bought my unit. So a third example of why document inspection is important and shouldn't be hindered by our board passing a rule that makes it more difficult with 4 pages. I don't know if this time it's 4, 5, 6, 3, 2. I was told not once, but twice by our former construction management firm last January that the engineering team determined that my door required removal and reinstallation. The window firm that had done work in our building said that this was the only way to get the work done, that the engineer would never approve what was in the detail that was marked temporary detail. And it would be about $3,800 out of my pocket for stucco. By document inspection request, I found that the recommendation had come from an unlicensed person, not a real engineer. I completed the work without removing the door, and it was signed by the engineer. Document inspection was crucial to save me $3,800. Under this board and a prior board, the association used its power to demand entry on the belief that my shower was leaking. In both cases, my shower passed the water test, but I've never been provided a report of the passing results, despite opening my unit and dedicating my time to the shower test. While not perfect, document inspection at least reveals the crumbs that memorialize these test results, which is crucial when. So anyways, I recognize that. I'm just saying is that if people are interested, I have 2 more examples why this is not working.
Thank you for your time.
Any other comments or questions? Please. Yep.
Liliana Yonda, Unit 216. My question's on the windows. We've all, is that possible now?
No, that'll be open.
Okay, I can't figure this.
Don't worry, we'll call you up.
We'll call you back.
Just trying to stay focused on the topic at hand.
Hi, I'm Glenn Schreier, 107. Pleasure to see everybody here today. Scott did offer to let me copy all the records. Scott offered to let me copy all the association records, and I appreciate that. And he is following proper Florida law by doing so. The alternative is he will let me scan them. However, Scott, am I mistaken, or you said you might have to shut down the office for a week for me to scan all the documents because there were so many documents. So just from my perspective, rather than me getting a scanner, why can't First Service scan them for us? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they're well compensated. So, I mean, that's my comment on the rules. And also, Heskey, you said something earlier about,
Is this on the topic?
You can't, if it's not on the doc, you can't bring it up. I'm
well, it's something Heskey said.
That's fine, but-
Later. I can stress that later?
Yeah, you stress that later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything you're good?
Well,
Uh-oh.
We have any-
Coming. Give him more than 3 minutes.
Yeah, timer.
No, because I just heard Glenn, and again, it's important that owners get documents. Okay, but how many documents were you asking for? No, what is all of them? What does that mean?
From what time period?
For how many years?
I've allowed to ask for the past 7 years.
So you want 7 years of legal bills?
Yes.
Okay, so
Give him
I
back
just want to
legal
understand.
Kathy.
I want to understand why, like, if he asked for one invoice, why shut the office down? You're asking for 7 years of legal bills. That's a lot of work. Okay, so I'm just curious at how much you're asking and how much time would that take away from you doing your job and the office doing their job?
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Very good.
One time.
I'm not allowed
To come back.
One time. You had your time.
Back later.
Thank you.
Next.
Thank you.
Get with the legal first.
Okay, anybody else?
Don't answer him.
Next.
Just go, keep going.
Anybody else online?
Go ahead.
Here's the part of the statute.
Just keep going.
This is
Keep going.
the standard Florida statute. All right,
It's gone from 4 pages to 7 pages.
Next issue.
Thank you.
okay, so with regards to the record, the new updated per legals documentation, the updated Playa del Sol rules and regulations regarding inspection and copying of association records. Those in favor, as documented per Becker and Polikoff. Those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Make a motion.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Alex did, I did. I motioned, Alex second.
Yep.
We didn't hear.
Ms. Roseanne, is Roseanne still on?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next issue.
Next. Okay, moving forward, as I noted, in my president's report and certainly, open the discussions here, the impact, resistant glass amendment. Do I have a motion to approve the impact, resistant glass amendment and send it out for a unit owner vote?
I motion.
I'll second. Opening it up for discussion. And I'm gonna note, the main points here. In summary, and this will be available, and this will go out once again for unit owner vote. The association shall have the right to make or cause to make such alterations of improvement to the common property, provided making of such alterations and improvements are approved by the board, except as to the installation of hurricane protection as further provided for herein, with regards to each apartment, and the cost of installing impact-resistant glass shall be assessed as a common expense to the apartment owner. So this will be a decision to be made by each owner for a vote, and the voting here will be on moving that forward for the owners to vote on the replacement of original windows, as well as windows that wouldn't meet code from a hurricane impact perspective. Any questions or comments or Scott, do you want to add to that?
No, I just wanted to note that we delayed that pet amendment voting and the rental threshold voting for the board to approve this to go out to unit owner vote. So all 3 of these will go out at one time for everybody to vote on, rather than sending a bunch of separate
Very good.
votes out.
Great idea.
Yep. Any other questions or comments by the board?
Good evening. I think for over 9 months, there's been discussion that there was a list by the engineering company, which may or may not be comprehensive, But given the problem I had with the engineering companies and the door situation, and again, where I was told, get your door done in 30 days, but told we wouldn't give you access to the balcony to get the door done. Is that list available via document inspection request at this point? Numerous homeowners have wanted it. And since we've now transitioned in this new rule from 3 written inquiries in a month to this 10-day, how are you going to manage that transition for getting a document inspection request so that I can find out if my unit's on the bad list? Thank you.
Just to answer part of your question, Brooke, any current document requests that we have currently that are pending will still fulfill and honor before we do this new, the new procedure.
How do I do the overlap? How long do I have to wait till I request to find out if I'm on the naughty list?
I'll tell you that information, Brooke. You don't have to worry about,
And I'm always on the naughty list.
you don't have to do a document request. I'll provide you that information.
You could just walk through office tonight and tell me.
Thank you.
Hi, Reva Palmer, 1111, and I'm sort of piggybacking on that. So the, yeah, so the people that have the windows that are not basically on the North list, we don't know that yet. I mean, a lot of us bought the units when there were already hurricane impact windows in place. I'm assuming that mine are great because I don't hear the ocean. But have people been notified? And we're just waiting to vote on as a unit as to how they will be charged, or what's the story?
Okay, so as Mark stated in his president's report, the units that have still original windows in have been notified. I've sent them emails. They've received notice from me. He also said there is further investigation required on some of the units that have tempered glass. That we don't know yet. So if there are people that have tempered glass that doesn't comply with the impact windows, they will be notified in the future as we're still doing investigation
Do
on
they
that.
test the glass? Do they get a German Shepherd? that
They can
jumps
tell,
on
they
it?
can tell by the, yeah.
That's good.
We need a little levity here, guys.
Yes.
Okay,
No problem.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other question? I think there's a hand up on Zoom as well. Trish.
Yeah. Scott, were those people with the tempered glass or supposedly thinking that they're hurricane windows? Are we going to have this vote before they're notified or after they're notified?
The original.
Okay, so no, it's gonna go out to vote within the matter of a week or two. We're still investigating whether or not we can provide true accurate information on the tempered glass windows. We're not sure when we're gonna be finalized on that.
Answer your question.
Okay.
Next.
Any other questions or comments there online? Can you zoom through that, Isabella? Everybody's good?
No hands up.
The hand will be out.
Okay, those in favor of, as written, the impact resistant glass amendment to send out for a unit owner vote. Those in favor? Aye. Roseanne? Okay, so it's us. Okay, as per Florida statutes, once a quarter, obviously we open up for owner questions and comments afterwards, but officially within the board meeting itself here, we're going to open up for those additional owner questions and comments. No, we have to keep it open on this one, once a quarter.
Okay.
Okay, any questions or comments? Any subject?
Now you can come up. There you go.
There you go.
Lily, then 216. I just want a clarification on the windows in regards, we're actually paying for insurance for those people who've not upgraded their.
That's correct.
Turn off the video. What's the, how are we going to ensure that these people actually make that? And this has been going on for years.
I know.
And we're paying a lot of money because people are not doing what we doing. Right. So how is this going to be enforced?
So this is the point of having this amendment to be able to require and the association do that and build them back for this to get it done.
They've been required all along.
So we're moving forward officially. We're moving forward with it.
It was all part
Scott?
I have a question.
Um, Yeah, who's that?
Lorraine Martino in 506. We had signed, we had answered something about the wiring for trickle charge for people who would like to be able to trickle charge their car.
Oh, okay, yep, go ahead.
And I was just wondering if anything's been talked about with that or anything happening.
Yes, so we've had outlets installed already. If it's $680 for the outlet to be installed by a licensed electrician. If you would like to have one at your spot, please shoot me an email. No.
Okay, already great. I notified Kara, but I guess it didn't get to you.
Yeah, please email me directly.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you. Reva.
Just want to say one really nice thing. Again, thank you all. Thank you all for what you do. And I want to compliment First Service. Okay, I'm a true believer that we need professional money management to basically follow the rules. We are all individuals that are retired. We have not done this in a lot of cases. And it is First Service, and in my opinion, worth every penny, because I have seen you do so many things in this building that tells me that we're not going to go down like Surfside went down. So, please, 11 floors down is pretty heavy. So thank you all for what you do, and I believe that the professional money management is worth every penny.
Thank you.
I also
Thank
believe
you.
in-
Thank you.
in the print.
Thank you, Reva, for the vote.
But honestly, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Any other questions or comments?
I'd like other people to talk.
Is it 3 minutes?
Get a life.
Get a life.
This is from Todd. He had a play that he was going to, and he wanted to say this at the end. So this is from Todd Brown, Unit 402. It says, thank you and congrats to Scott, Isabella, Kara, and the entire First Services team on an amazing year. You quietly accomplished more in the past year than in the previous 10 years with great skill and no more painful drama. With your vast national experience and company resources, you've expertly managed the building, fixing long ignored deteriorating infrastructure, hiring professional staff, holding them accountable, and adding significant professionalism. By managing the day-to-day operations, you've added a much-needed layer of professional building management that was sorely lacking protection from unreputable contractors and sound and business and process guidance heavily relied on by the board. You've allowed the board to function as a board should, focusing on major executive decisions rather than on the day-to-day operations. A self-managed building is really a board-managed building, which no credible board wants to do, nor is it qualified to do, and which resulted in chaos for years at PBS. We never want to return to previous methods of being self-managed and board dysfunction. We appreciate your hard work and skills, which was previously lacking when we were self-managed building. You brought much needed cost and process oversight and compliance with respective business operation practices, eliminating previous vivacious board infighting and mismanagement. There's still a lot of work to do to address the previous management failures to protect our building, and you've more than showed your commitment in doing so. And I would like to thank you, Todd Brown, Unit 402.
Not crying.
Again, Josephine Mastro di Casa, 806. I second what Todd said, well said, and it's merited because it's big improvement since the last time I was here. Now, my pet peeve this time is the elevators. It reminds me of the lobby floors. We all know what happened. But most of you probably don't know, but some of the old residents and a few members of the board may remember what we went through. Months, days, years delays, 5 different tiles, substandard product, and it's a disaster for us to have for 40, 50 years. Now we're at the elevator stage. Unfortunately, I predicted this I don't know, 2021, 2022, when this came up. 22. And in fact, I suggested at that time that we replace the whole cabin, not just retrofit, because it never works. We would spend more money and we would have downtime, and it took so much longer to do. Unfortunately, the board went the other way. I remember leaving this meeting saying it's putting lipstick on a pig, and that's exactly what we have. So I'm glad to hear that we've got this $500 fine per day, but that's not enough. Because who's going to pay for the damages that we're going to have and the costs that we're going to incur and all this downtime for a number of years to come? It's not your fault, I know, and it's not this board's fault, but I stand here remembering that incident and remembering the same tiles here that had to be replaced 3 times for the same logic. And here we go, we have the elevators. I'd like to know if we've addressed this with our legal team and with our provider, if they're going to be subject to paying for all this maintenance that we're going to have for eons.
Hello? Yeah, hello?
Hello? Yeah, this is Alex McDonald. The elevator people we've held their payments since February. They're not getting a penny doing, they finished the job perfectly. They're paying $500 a day. As of today, I think it's about $180,000 they're gonna pay us. We have a that we're gonna put them on default notice. If they default, we're gonna sue them. And we can get another company to do the elevators all over again from the beginning if we're not satisfied. These elevators are gonna be perfect, or they're not gonna get paid, and the bonding company is responsible.
Alex, I really like that. But,
Sure.
yeah, as long as the bonding company comes in and changes them. But let's assume that they're not going to, and they're going to retrofit like we agreed to do. But you and I both know, because we come from the same background, this is not going to work. We're going to be fixed today, but it's putting new parts in an old system that it is not going to work.
It's gonna work.
So therefore, what I'm saying is, do we have, or can we put a clause in that the maintenance and the cost from now till 20 years from now, or the life expectancy expected of an elevator, that they will be responsible for those costs? Forget about the downtime and the inconvenience and everything else that we're having.
Thank you.
Noted. That's one of the things we should ask.
Good evening. As a point of order, I request that the clock be restarted. I would just like to address the comment that Mr. Ferguson, who's running from the board, said to me as I was coming back here. Mr. Ferguson said, what difference does it make whether it's 4 or 7 pages? Well, first off, I don't think I should be heckled, but I'll tell you what it matters is both Kathy, based on the rules participation, and the last speaker would have violated the last draft of the meeting participation rule by her reading Todd's thing. That would have been illegal. By her speaking twice, that would have been illegal. That's why it's important that when we change something from 4 pages of rules to 7 pages of rules, that we get some time to look at what's there. And it's particularly frustrating when Mr. Ferguson wants to go to the board where he's going to have full access to documents without having to follow the rule. Now I request that I get to speak on what I intended to speak earlier with respect to the project update.
What time does it?
Okay, well, then I just want to say this, that I think I would request that Mr. Ferguson's comments to me be investigated under the code of conduct rule if I don't get to have a restart.
Let's restart.
Good evening. I want to start by clearing the air. I've heard rumors that what happened last Tuesday was some kind of setup. It wasn't. At a finance committee where the roof material choices were being discussed, I disagreed strongly with Glenn and agreed strongly with Alex. I try to call balls and strikes as I see them. I was not involved in the setup. Now about the construction management for the exterior scoping and programming. Denise, you are absolutely right. You weren't on the board when our previous construction manager, Terry, was hired. And you're right that she was a failure. But the fact that she failed at $100 an hour is not a good reason to jump to a $300 an hour construction manager. With 2 construction managers at today's meeting, we were effectively at about $500 per hour. I challenge the idea that the lesson learned from Terry is spend more. The lesson is vet people properly and manage them diligently. It's like having a bad night at a cheap hotel next to the freeway and deciding the only solution is to stay at the Ritz-Carlton forever. That's an overreaction. The smarter response is next time, actually check the reviews and credentials. With Terry, there was a red flag glaring. She told the board that the PM after her name was Project Management Institute. A few days later, she admitted she made it up and awarded the designation to herself. The problem wasn't that she was affordable. The problem was that we ignored the red flags. The recordings show she misrepresented her credentials. The board knew it. We are now seeing similar concerns with Sharp. Okay, again, I just want to say that I am requesting the code of conduct review because I don't think I should be heckled. Thank you.
Next.
Is there a comment or question?
Yeah, question.
There you go.
Nancy Efrain, 1610. Question is about the amendment for the impact resistant windows. And I'm not clear on this, are owners voting on whether to mandate that everybody have impact resistant windows? Is that what they vote? Okay,
Yes, yes.
well, what if the amendment fails?
We pay more insurance.
I've been in other buildings where it was mandated, and I don't know if the owners voted on it, but like if the owners say they don't want to do it, then you're left with a building that is not 100% impact resistant.
That's correct.
The majority of the
It's a
building
material
is,
change and
the majority of the building is impact windows. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what was that, Alex?
The majority, the large majority of the windows are impact in the building.
I was at one meeting. Scott, I think you could correct. Scott said he did an inventory and 25% of the owners did not have impact resistant windows. Is that correct?
That was based on numbers that we received, and that's where, as we mentioned earlier, we were doing further investigations on these laminate windows to confirm whether the information we were provided is correct or not.
All right, so if the amendment fails, then we just pay more in
yeah, we
insurance.
have insurance risk and coverage, yes,
Okay.
as an association.
May I speak?
Yes. You have your finish.
Hi, Glenn Schreier, 107. I just want to see us have competitive bidding. I want to see us have competitive bidding. I want to see our fees reduced. I was disturbed when I read the budget and I saw that our insurance went down almost $400K, yet our fees are going up. How's that possible? When our insurance was our biggest line item. So in regards to the elevator, it's contrary to Florida law that the only people that can make bids are through Sharp. That's illegal. Anything over $150,000 or
Face us so we can hear you.
anything over $150,000 or 5% of the budget has to go out to open bid. So listen, is Sharp great? Are they worth $70,000? I don't know what they're doing for that money, but why don't we have open bidding on everything and lower our fees? That's all.
Thank you.
I just have one more.
Oh, you're
Rhonda
popular.
again, yes. I just have.
On the open questions, yes.
Yeah, I just have one more comment. I spoke about this a couple of months ago. The window on the 16 stack that has been wooden for over a year at least, that I have to look at.
Hey, Scott, the
How
wood,
long
the wood
do we have to
panel on
look
that,
at this?
are they still in the order for that?
They're out of the country. I know they had initial talks with NV5 on getting the, windows straightened out, but I mean, if this amendment passes, then they'll fall under where we would put it in and
But
go
can you
back.
go courtesy ping and just remind
I
them?
mean, realistically, it's starting to get really corroded as well. So I have to look at this from my patio for a year now.
Is that 1605, is that what you said?
No, it's the 16th stack. I think it's the 14th floor. 16, 14? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody online? Are there any?
Anybody, she's still with me.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, moving forward, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting, the board association meeting?
I make the
It's
motion.
7:22.
I'll make the motion.
All right,
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank everyone for their participation. Motion, the last one.
Alex, and then Phil.
No, today was easy. The piece of cake.